pasando. Aquí está pasando.
Yo.
Dímelo.
Aquí estamos. Welcome. Pasando DTLA. This is your boy TossTones.
This is El Padrino directly from our homes.
That's right.
Yo.
Y recuerda,
aquí está pasando.
Yo, listen. This is a very, very special time. I gotta keep quiet. I gotta chill down because I'm live from the hospital. The baby is for real on the way.
Bro, I thought the baby was like about to come out. I was like, yo, my boy. Is it happening right now?
It's kind of, yeah. I got wifey behind the camera right there.
Hey, shout out to Heidi.
You know, we're trying to give everybody, please send some good blessings and some good prayers. You know what I mean? She's doing the hard work right now, and we're still waiting, but you know, it's still hard. We've been here since 3 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah. Hey man, look, man, we're happy for you. We know we're praying for Heidi. You know, hasta mami está orando por Heidi. So, yeah, man, we're excited. We're excited to finally get to meet the gift.
We're gonna meet God's gift, el regalo de Dios, y estamos aquí, ya tú sabes, estamos en salsa. Pero dímelo,
Sí,
mami,
man.
estamos aquí, ¿cómo estamos todos? How's your week? Hey, it's so crazy. Ain't it crazy that we had our last show was on Three Kings Day, and it was that crazy capital mob, whatever you can call these people. And today we are celebrating that we got a new president.
Bro, happy Inauguration Day.
Hey, this is crazy. Happy Inauguration Day to everybody. It was great. I was kind of concerned, tell you the truth. I was a little bit concerned because everything they were hyping it up like crazy. Era como que, oh, ¿qué va a pasar? Is it gonna happen again? Are they gonna go crazy? And you know what? Yo, this is what really mind boggled me. If you don't know, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, right? That's where we're from. We are
Right.
American. We are Americans, like, just so you know, if you didn't know. And we have a big National Guard. We have Army bases. We got all them things, right? Because we're part of U.S., just like Hawaii does and Guam and all these spots, right? And when I heard, somebody sent me a video, they were activating 200 National Guard officers to go support in DC the force that was going to be there because of what might happen. Excuse me. I was a little bit like, yo, like this really can go down.
Yeah, I think it was what was necessary, you know, make sure that nobody tries to act crazy, man. But hey, we got through it, man, and I think it's, you know, I think what's beautiful about this country is that in most cases you can transfer power peacefully, and you know, we move on and we celebrate that transfer of power, sometimes, you know, with some hurt, sometimes with a lot of joy. In this case for me, man, with a lot of joy, yo. But shout out to, I don't know if you saw the actual inauguration, but there was a poet who just went up there and killed it, just like poured her heart out on stage.
Nice.
And she stole the show. Like, out of everybody that went on that pulpit, like, forget Lady Gaga, forget J-Lo, forget Joe Biden, like, she killed that. Like, it was an amazing poem, and she's young, man. She's like 22 years old. But it was one of the most beautiful parts of the inauguration today, man.
I missed it because I'm telling you, I've been all day supporting my lady. I'm literally the uncertified doula. So, you know, and right now, hey, I'm kind of like, I should be over there, but you know, we had to do this since we had to reschedule last week. It was crazy. We ain't even gonna get to that, but we are happy today. We got the special time, but you know, we celebrate, and it's a good vibe in the air.
Yeah,
it's a new. I saw somebody posted, that was funny to me. Somebody posted like Happy New Year. Like the year just started. Like, because you know,
yo, 2020 just started right now.
2021 just started.
No, because 2020 never happened.
Never
So,
happened.
like,
That's true. That's true.
we're
crazy.
back. We're back to March 2020. We're resetting. We're resetting.
This is hilarious. I mean, it's not funny at all because you know we had this crazy times that we had with this ex-president. But it's so funny to me. I was watching the CNN, the little time that we had that we were chilling, we were watching CNN and what we could see. And it was so funny to me that they were talking on screen. They were talking about, oh, it's you know, it's great that you know it feels like the great inauguration back in 2008 or something like that. Like they completely swing by. Like they were talking about. They were literally talking about like last 4 years didn't happen.
Yeah,
They were talking about because back then when Obama and all this stuff, and it was crazy because CNN, and I'm like, yo, this is man.
Yeah,
We went over the hurdle y estamos contentos que pasamos. Es como mudarse el sitio más horrible que uno haya vivido y ya por fin, te puedo salir para la calle. I can go out there. I have a new neighborhood, you know what I mean? It's diverse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Era una pesadilla. So, yeah, man. But hey, other stuff happened since too, man. Like I don't know if you saw that trade in Brooklyn. Like the whole NBA was shocked, dude. When James Harden made it to the Brooklyn Nets. Did you see that?
I saw that. Hey, I just want to give a little bit of context. I might have to mute this a little bit in and out because we have nurses and we have things going on back here that are way more important than the show. So, but yeah, I saw that, and I have a lot to talk about that.
Yeah,
because
I mean, because you like Irving, right? Like Irving is your guy.
You know
honestly,
what? No, and he's not my guy. My guy is LeBron James. Let's talk about that.
We know that.
I just for me personally, I really love his game. You know, I'm a huge fan of handles.
Yeah.
I love the handles and you know the way I love that. But at the end of the day, I don't know about that. This dude is kind of like losing me a little bit. God bless him. Hey, God bless him and his healing and all the things that he's doing because everybody needs that. Ain't no problem with that. But when we go to the court and you got to do your job and you getting paid, bro, come on.
Yeah, no, and I feel that, you know, and I think off the court, like people just need to be respected, like in general. Like people act like, you know, these dudes like have no emotions or feelings. Like, you know, he needs to be respected regardless. And when you see off the court, and they've been showing this around, like, you know, what he did, like he bought George Floyd a home or his family a home. Right. So he's done a lot of stuff outside, you know, but he did make a very silly mistake, or not the mistake, just a decision, like, you know, a bad decision. And
there might be a couple of those.
Yeah. So, you know, I think, you know, you live and you learn, but I think inside the court, man, that trio is dangerous, but I don't see them winning a championship, bro.
I don't see that happening. I tell you the truth, that's what I wanted to say. It's kind of hard for me, as great of a player James Harden is, you know, unless he changes his mindset, I don't know if I see him winning a championship, bro. Like, you know, I don't know. It's just, and he's great. Let me tell you something. He's MVP caliber. I love seeing him play. He's incredible. The numbers that he puts up is incredible.
Yeah.
But the attitude, you know, the attitude to go hard till the end. You know, even Jordan has his own attitude, but at the end of the day, he went harder as he could to win them chips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this
It's
dude
true.
sometimes be like if he don't feel like going hard and he feel like somebody, I don't like these people. I don't like the decision the coach made. I don't like those things in the court don't matter. You got to play up and you know what I mean? I don't see them winning like that.
Yeah, I don't see them winning either, but those games are going to be fun, man. Those games are going to be great to watch because all of them are basically in their prime. So I think it's gonna be fun. They might, if they stay together, they might win one in the next 3 years.
They might. I don't think they're gonna stay together. I think I saw something. I saw somebody post like a blog posted that they promoted. They did like a little promotion. Brooklyn promoted without Kyrie in the picture.
That's cold, bro.
Because he's missing the games, and just, I get what he's doing, but he's just. I mean, I don't want to point no fingers. We don't know what man is going through.
Yeah.
But he, he not playing, and he not. This team needs him, and I feel like knowing how he be like what happened with him when LeBron, where he didn't want to be number two to LeBron.
Yeah.
And then now we got KD, who's the scoring title leader for so many times, and then this other dude comes in who's been MVP race for the last 5 years.
Right.
So I feel like
So that he went from number 2 to be number 3. But hey, like I honestly, like you can't see it that way because each one of them is so unique in their style. But when you break it down, like when it comes to individual play, like that's the reality, bro. Like he's number 3. Like I might like his game more than I like KD's, but when it comes to actual stats and numbers and what they've done with their careers, like I think he's number 3, even though he has a championship over James Harden.
Right, but then we got to talk about why he has a championship.
Yeah, right.
We're not gonna go there. We don't
have to go there. But hey, man, talking about New York, bro, our one-on-one, el uno pa uno for this week, bro, has to be Romeo Santos versus Aventura.
Caliente. Eso está caliente.
Sí. Y obviamente, Romeo Santos estaba en Aventura. O sea, he's the lead singer for Aventura.
Right.
Pero es como que you gotta compare it because it's not the same thing, bro. It's not the same flow. It's not the same music. I mean, it's still bachata, but it's different type of production, different everything.
Everything for real.
So I'll hand it to you. Who are you going for and why?
I'm gonna have to go with Aventura.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with Aventura because, first of all, what put bachata on the map worldwide was that essence that they brought to the table. It was the real thing. It was the real deal. It was a band. There was real music being played, real musicians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the lyrics were fire, man. Son las 5 de la mañana, no he dormido nada. Yo, when that stuff came on, people were going crazy. And mind you, bachata been happening for the longest. And
right.
And tell you the truth, if we talk about bachata, I might not even have either of them in my top 5. Because when we talk about bachata, we're talking about 80s. We're talking about like, El Torito, that stuff. That's my stuff.
Yeah.
I love Torito, Frank Reyes. Yo, I can go on with this legendary like MJ status. But why do I give it to Aventura? Aventura, first of all, they open up the door for the worldwide, commercial. Everybody loves bachata. Everybody going crazy with the dance, and the lyrics, where I feel like now Romeo is more a commercial pop artist,
right?
And don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against pop, but you know, I'm a musician, I'm a creative, and I love when music, even if it goes pop, it keeps that essence of the real music. You know what I mean? Of what, because what that's what really the root of it, and that's what I feel they had that when they were Aventura.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So
what you think?
yeah, and I want to say the same thing. And bro, I remember in PR, like bachata wasn't entirely welcome, or it wasn't like booming. Like for you to listen to bachata was like, like you listen to bachata. That was my experience growing up. Like it wasn't a cool thing to listen to bachata. And I think it has to do with, some dynamics, like, just dynamics of like ethnic background or where you from, like oftentimes I feel like there's bad dynamics between like Puerto Ricans and Dominicans in PR, right?
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm glad that you're talking about that. We need to stop that, y'all.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But that's a
Yeah, and I feel like there's those dynamics, and I'm just like diving deep right into it, bro, because like I remember like anything
deep
that had to do with that, like either Dominican culture or whatever, like it was just seen as less than, right? And obviously, that's
messed
not the
up.
way it should be. Like that wasn't cool. But either way, like growing up, that was something that I wasn't listening to that, like when
Yeah.
we were in the car, we were listening to salsa, we were listening to different types of stuff, but not bachata. Um, but bro, like Aventura really came to the scene and made it cool. Like it made it a movement. And like my favorite song from Aventura is El Perdedor. Like that guitar solo at the towards the middle and towards the end, like that's it right there.
I'm
But
telling you.
I have to say, bro, like for him to make it that big, for Romeo, if eventually going off solo, to make it that big, bro. And he did like features with Drake. He did features with Usher. Remember that song, Promise?
That's one of my favorite bachata. Not even bachata. That song with
Yeah.
Usher is one of my favorite songs. Period. Like
Yo, that song is sick, dude.
I
That song
love
is
that song.
amazing.
It's
So
really
like
great.
he like I'm connected to Aventura, and Aventura is really like what made bachata like something more mainstream. But his solo career, bro, took off at another level. Like that,
Oh,
he just went worldwide.
ain't no shade on that. I still rep it. I still love his music.
Yeah,
I still think he's an amazing artist. His numbers are bananas because his
yeah,
numbers are like up there with like any other genre, like for real. Like and I love the music that he's making. I love what he's doing. I love what he's made. Uh, but I still, if I gotta put one against the other, I'm gonna go with that sweetness. Yo, let me tell you
yeah,
something. There's a lot of songs that he been dropping, and people gonna love them forever.
yeah.
But when you play that Aventura right now, that stuff been dead for like 10 years or more. I don't know how long
More,
more, right?
more.
15.
Yeah,
And when that hit different, when you play them songs, look at we got somebody. Shout out to Lynette. She said, "Enséñame a olvidar." Ooh,
ooh, that's fire right there, bro.
ooh,
That's
yo,
fire
like
right there.
yo, I'm telling you, bro. Like
Mira, eso es un bachateo, pero de que bien, bien heavy.
it's something about that. It's just music, bro. Like and I keep saying this. I said it in the first episode. When music can make you dance and can make you feel, that's what music is all about.
Yeah,
That's what music is really all about. It's about expression, it's about feelings, how you make somebody feel what you're trying to express. And I love a lot of the new songs, but I bumped the Usher one. The Usher one is the only one that I could talk right now that I say, oh, that's how it make me feel. I love.
yeah,
But
yeah,
all the Aventura songs are like, you're like, ooh, son las 5 de la mañana. All this stuff, like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just a different vibe. And to get back to what you were saying, that's very important because we need to let the people know that is a reality. That's a reality, that there's this a little feud between, there's been for years between our brothers and sisters, Dominicana and Puerto Rico. It's the same thing that happens with Mexicans and Guatemalans. It's the same thing that happens with Haitians and Dominicans.
Right.
They live in the same island. This is the same thing that we all dealing with, like even Asian communities, like Chinese, Japanese, you know what I mean, like Thailand. It's just ridiculous. And hey, you ain't even gotta go that far. From hood to hood, we got people that have that same energy from, let's say, this 4 blocks, and then after you go them 4 blocks, it's the same thing. I'm not even gonna say names because it's the same thing in LA. It's the same thing in Puerto Rico.
Right.
It's the same thing in Dominicana. So it's this thing that we need to get out of our minds, and this energy of I gotta be the number one. Same thing that is happening in social media. I gotta put this post out first. I gotta do this challenge first. I gotta do, and it's the same thing that we have. And it's so funny because talking about Dominicana and Puerto Rico, it's hilarious because I grew up in Villa Palmeras, and we're talking about Villa Palmera, Barrio Obrero. Barrio Obrero is Dominican. There's more Dominicans in Barrio Obrero than Puerto Ricans, and I'm talking about I walk four blocks and it's there. And it's funny because when you're there in the dirt, we love each other unconditionally. It's something that people do like from afar, but I remember growing up that merengue, bro, merengue, merengue, the best merengue in the world, God, we know that is Dominican, but then the Puerto Ricans is there too, and then we have this feud there. But that at the end of the day, who worked on that music? We got Puerto Ricans that worked on the Dominicans' music, and we got Dominicans that worked on the Puerto Ricans' music. We need to stop that. This, especially after post 2020, it's very important for us to understand that this competition of race and ethnicity and I'm better than you, I make better music than you. No. Music is made to enjoy it together. Like, I love what you're doing. Let's go listen to you. Hey, come over here. Let's listen to my people. Like, so we need to stop that for real.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure. And I think, going back to the music, I think what Aventura does is that, and you mentioned this earlier, there's a before and after Aventura for bachata. Like before Aventura, bachata had a sound, and then after Aventura, it became more mainstream. And I feel like the reason why Aventura just hits home is because it's like that perfect mix between like the essence of bachata and like making it like mainstream and easy to listen to, and easy to dance to as well. Because like when you listen to the bachata, like, straight up from the island, like that's a different type of bachata, bro. Like it's not the same vibe.
That's the one that I'm talking about when I say
Yeah.
about that legendary dude with the height, like, that guitar hitting you in the ear.
Yeah, it's not that 1 2 3 hip, 1 2 3 hip, bro. That's something else. Right there, you're taking like 16 steps within like a 2-second range, bro.
I love that. Hey, shout out to all my Dominicans. I love y'all. Oh, and this is another thing that is me personally, and I've been in little scuffles with my own people. Ever since I was a little kid, my family always went every summer to go chill in Dominicana, and I was looking at this since I was like 8, 9, 10, like
Yeah.
to 13. I was doing that, and since then I always say, and don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna get some backlash. I love Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican. I rep it 100%, and it's my paradise. But Dominicana has a space in my heart. Every time I went to Dominicana, I wanted to stay over there. Like I'm talking about, you go over there and there's some people that literally have nothing. I remember going over there and going to someone's house that I didn't know, that we just stopped on the road, and they had like literally dirt floors inside the house. And they, oh, Boricua, oh, Bori, vente pa acá, vente, what you want? I got food, I got drinks, they gave you everything. And this is something that I did not see in my home. So that really shocked me being a little kid. So, and I'm like, why is it that we have this hate? Like, this makes no sense. When we go over there, they treat us with so much love. Like, and I tell everybody, look, I love Dominicana. Like, if I gotta choose, I might say Dominicana. Like, I love Dominicana. So it's like, I just wanted to say that because that's really important to me. Like, it really hit me, the way that they party, the way they do it with the people. You know what I mean? So for real.
Yeah, no, and like it's all about, like, I always tell this to people, like, respect means to see somebody again, like just to just see somebody from a different lens. And I mean, I think that's what most of us need to do, and you mentioned it earlier, like between like Mexicans and Guatemalans, or just different ethnic groups that have some sort of, like, for some reason or whatever reason, they have some issues with each other. I think it's a matter of really just seeing each other through different lenses. Yeah, like experiences like that. Like I also, bro, I experienced DR too, but I experienced a different part of DR. Like yo estuve by the mountains, bro, and like it was one of the most beautiful and chill places I've ever been to in my life. Just like peaceful, man. And like, I stayed over there in a cabin for like almost like a month. And it was a really amazing experience, just like meeting people, and like they will take us to rivers, and like just have like an incredible experience, man, with like welcoming souls. So yeah, man, DR is definitely a paradise, that's for sure.
Hey,
So shout
100%.
out to all my Dominicans, man.
Shout out to all my people. But listen, uh, I have to apologize. I'm kind of running out of time over here. But I would just want to go straight into this amazing guest that we have today, bro.
Let's do it.
This just, man, I just don't know how to explain, because whatever I say, it's not going to be enough of how great and amazing this guy is. This guy is a full triple threat artist, composer, musician, producer. Oh my God. And we're talking about an American, Mexican, Brazilian. He's just like a whole conglomerate of man, beauty, man. He's just a great artist. And I really appreciate him so much for being here with us. But
Yo, what just happened, bro? That was amazing.
What up?
Yo, that was amazing, Q. We want to introduce
Thank you,
everybody to QVLN.
What's up,
Here on the
everybody? What's
set.
up? What's up? Thank you for having me, yo.
Aponte, no te escuchamos, está en mute.
yeah, my bad. Yo, that's what I'm talking about, bro. This is exactly why there was no words to explain. This dude right here, man. We love you, man. Bless up. Welcome to Pasando.
Thank you, yo. Thank you for having me, man. It's really good to be collaborating with y'all. It's good to meet you, Padrino. I know we haven't met in person yet, but in due time. And it's good to reconnect with my brother Aponte, Mr. Totone. And yo, you guys are, you like family to me, bro. So you know what I mean. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Hey, welcome, bro. Hey, how can we start with this amazing artist? We just want to know, like, tell the people, like, what inspired you to do music? What inspired you to pick up the violin, and what called you to be the artist that you are today?
Well, I really sincerely feel like it's my path. My path was chosen for me before I was even born. And why do I say that? Is because I was born into a family of artists. I was born into a family of artists, educators, and activists and community leaders. You know, my father is un artista. He's a well-known Chicano artist from Phoenix, Arizona, and he's got ancestral roots, you know, from Southern California to Southern Arizona, Northern Mexico, and but he's also got that whole mix that we as Americanos from North, Central, and South have, which is Africano, Europeo, and Indígena, right? All of us have that in our blood, and that's what creates this amazing amalgam of who we are, cultures are, what our music is, what our story is about, you know. So he's an artist and musician, sculptor, painter, mask maker, muralist, and my mother is from Recife, Brazil, which is in the northeast coast, north of Bahia. It's the land of forró, where forró music came from, and she's a classically trained pianist. She had been playing piano all her life, but she also plays guitar and accordion and all that stuff. And they were both arts educators. They teach at schools. They've been teaching arts education programs in Arizona for decades. And so, that was my environment. You know, I was born into that. So everything around me was music and art, creativity. Everything was about, you know, creating that space, that safe space to be able to express yourself, but also the nurturing from my parents, you know, that tough love to be like, hey, tiene que practicar. You know, you want to go play with your friends, you got to practice. Or you want to watch TV, or you got to practice. You know, hey, if you're going to brush your teeth every day, if you're going to eat every day, you also have to practice. Like implementing the work ethic into my being as a young child. You know, so by the time I was a teenager, I was already, I already started my own band with my homies from school. I had taught them how to play the instruments. You know, I was already writing tunes, and we were playing at the school dances. We were playing at quinceañeras. We were playing at lowrider car shows. We were playing at b-boy events. You know, I got into hip hop culture like many of us did growing up as a kid. Hip hop was all around me. You know, all my homies was painting graffiti and DJing and breakdancing. So I absorbed that too, you know, and I brought that into my whole identity and my creative flow. And I also got a chance to live in Puerto Rico. A lot of people don't know this, man, but I used to live in Ocean Park. I lived in Puerto Rico for almost a whole year. And that was also a life-changing experience. I got to know a little bit of what the Boricuas are all about. You know what I mean? When it comes to like being proud of who they are, representing who they are, and loving life, loving music, dancing, celebrating, you know, family, identity, you know, that taught me a lot. And I've had a chance to travel all over Latino America, all over the state, all over the world. And I try to take something from everywhere I go, you know, to bring it into my creative process and to kind of incorporate it into my understanding of humanity, so that I can then reiterate that and express it in a way that everybody can connect to musically, you know? So that's kind of my little rundown.
Yeah, bro. And like, so we haven't met officially, but I met you at, well, I didn't meet you, but I saw you at Los Globos. And it was the first time I saw something like that. You know, like, and for people that are, that are watching, like what you saw just now, it's only like a minuscule depiction of what this guy can do live. Like, and that was a really good show right now. But just watching you live, just a mixture of genres, like you really showing how colorful Latino America is. I feel like that's how, like, your music, the way I see it, is like a quilt, and you just tying all these things together and knitting them together, man. So that's pretty awesome. But I wanted to ask you, last Wednesday, you dropped, you were part of a project called If I Was President. So now that it's inauguration day, can you tell us more about that project and how it came about?
Yeah, so this project, If I Was President, was put together by my homies, a band called Las Cafeteras. They're a band, came out of East LA. They're a group of like Chicano, Mexicanos, kids who were all political activists. They all met in college. They were part of these lefty college activist groups, you know, like socialist, political, you know, movimiento kind of vibes. And like a lot of people who come from that world, they were into, you know, cultural decolonization practices, right? So they started getting into traditional music from Mexico, specifically rhythms called son jarocho, right? So the history of son jarocho is like a lot of history of different types of music from all over the Americas, right? Los negros lo trajeron desde África, eran esclavos, pero mezclaron,
right.
you know, conectaron con la gente indígena. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the history has shown that the indigenous peoples, they welcomed, you know, the escaped slaves, the Africanos, with open arms. They had no problems incorporating their culture and intermarrying and sharing. There wasn't this like racism concept back then, especially with the indigenous peoples of this world. So they mixed, they created their identity, and they created something called son jarocho, right? So son jarocho is very popular. It comes from places like Veracruz, and it's like folklorico. You know, you got a lot of little guitars. It look like they call them jaranas. They do the tap dancing type style dancing, but it all it comes from that root of West Africa, which a lot of the rhythms and styles of music from this whole hemisphere is influenced by, like, as we know, you know. So they started this group called Las Cafeteras, and they did you know, they blew up. They become like this iconic group from East LA. They released a song called If I Was President a few years back, but they did it cafetera style, which is a little bit more son jarocho, folklorico. Couple of the guys, they rap in the band, and it was one of their most popular tunes. Well, one of the leaders of Las Cafeteras, his name is Hector. He started work. He works hand in hand with these politically active groups, right, that are trying to get out there to activate Latinos and Black and brown people to go out and vote, right? So he got funded from some of these political projects to create this song as a remix. So it's La Cafetera's remix, but they wanted to reach out to artists from swing states like Arizona, where I'm from, like Georgia, right? And so he reached out to me. Hector reached out to me and was like, "Yo, man, you from Arizona? We want to feature artists from swing states. Are you down to collaborate on this song?" I was like, "Of course." They asked another artist from Phoenix. His name is Mega Ran, really dope MC. He came through. They got another artist, I think, from Chicago, and then they got Ciroc, who's an iconic female rapper from Atlanta. She jumped on, and we put together this really dope kind of remix version of If I Was President, Si Fuera Presidente, you know, and they planned it out to get it to release it 1 week before the inauguration, just to get everybody, you know, hyped up. And that concept of like, yo, this is all of us are a part of making this change. You know what I mean? All of us did our due diligence to get out there and vote, or to create content, to connect with our communities, to activate the raza, to go out there and make a difference. Because hey, everybody's, you know, nobody was feeling trompazo, man. Sorry, you know what I mean? Like he was very, very bad for the planet. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So that's kind of the story behind the song, and I was really, really happy and honored and privileged to be a part of it and to be able to collaborate with these guys, you know, that I would have never had a chance to otherwise.
Dude, that's beautiful.
That's amazing. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, because I'm having trouble, and my internet is tripping. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But that song is so timely, and the work that you guys put there is so fresh too. I love the combination of styles, and it's so fresh. It's so current, and I can feel the, you know, your vibe and their vibe, but also the times is on point. You know, like everything. I appreciate what you did there. I love the cafeteras and the whole thing. It was dope.
Thank you,
bro. I'm so glad that, you know, when I saw it, it felt very refreshing, and it felt very like, I just, you know, it was like a celebration song. Like, yeah, we're in this. And you know, we TossTones and I were talking about the fact that how these like small communities made such a huge difference, and it was people of color who really just turned this country around and low-key saved the country.
Yes.
So I love that they did that. I didn't know that backstory, you know, that you being from Arizona are like representing, you know, basically like that movement there, man, because like it was scary for a moment, and it turned blue. So
Yeah,
that's, yeah.
for sure. And for me, that's a huge milestone, you know, because I grew up in Arizona. Even you know, my mom's from Brazil. She immigrated to the US. She married my father, who was from Arizona. So I was born and raised in Arizona. Even though I lived in a lot of places, I traveled, you know, I lived in Brazil many times, and I lived in Japan, and I live in Puerto Rico. You know, I've been living in Australia now, but Arizona is always going to be my home. You know, that's where I went to school. That's where I made my connections with friends. That's who I kind of like discovered who I was and figured out who I was, you know. So I grew up in Arizona, man, and it was very racist. You know, it
Yeah.
still is very racist. You know, it was very conservative, right wing Republican my whole life. You know, so to come back to the States, you know, and be in Arizona and see this movement and see how much it's changed, see all the young up and coming generations, the kids who are younger than me, but who are old enough to vote, you know, and the whole influx of cultures and how much of a difference is made there, man. It's really inspiring, man, because I never thought I'd see the day that a
Yeah.
state like Arizona was going to become a blue state and not a red state. You know what I mean? And a
So
big part of that was because of the indigenous reservations there, the indigenous communities
yeah.
there, namely the Navajo Nation, right? Some of you may not know a lot of people know about the Navajo tribe because they are the largest tribe in the U.S. They have the largest reservation in the United States, and it's about a fourth of the state of Arizona. So they take up a huge space in the state. And you know, indigenous peoples, man, they feel very, very, you know, disillusioned with the whole government. They've been getting screwed over treaty after treaty after treaty for centuries by the US government, you know. So they never really had the incentive to want to activate and get out there and vote. They're like, this is not our fight. We just trying to keep our own shit together. We don't worry about you. But you know, Mr. Orange Man did such a good job at like violating treaties and threatening, you know, indigenous sovereignty, so much so that these communities were like, yo, we got to do something
Yeah.
because this bastard is trying to steal are literally trying to steal our land, the little land that we have left, you know. So they came through and they really
This
made the
cannot
difference, man.
this
So
cannot happen again. They said this
yeah,
cannot
all
happen
power to the
again.
people, man. The people really came through and did their thing. You know, so when people want to tell me, you know, you know, we can't do it, we can't, it's like, yo, we put our minds together, we put our hearts together, for sure, 100% we can make a difference. And
Yeah.
those guys are proof of that, you know?
That's great. I have to share this story. So man, I felt compelled this year to go out and do campaigning in swing states, in a swing state, and I ended up in Arizona. And I worked in two different places. One was in Scottsdale,
Oh, yeah.
and that was an experience, uh, like just by itself, man. It was one of the scariest places I've been in at night. And I grew up in the hood, bro. I feel a lot more comfortable in the hood than in Scottsdale at night.
Facts.
Hey, that's a different kind of scary, right?
Yeah, bro, that's a different level. But the other, you know, you're absolutely right, man. Like in Phoenix, I met this young guy, and he was indigenous, and he worked at a reservation, and he was telling me, he's like, bro, you will never believe the amount of people that are registering right now. And honestly, like I wasn't aware, like, you know, that folks were turning out at a different level. But he told me, and this was like months before. He's like, yo, the turnout for indigenous people is gonna be like way over. And he was
Mhm.
right, man. Like that was beautiful to see, just like people just
Yeah.
activated and turning out. Like, that's awesome.
For sure, man. It's been really inspiring to see how much people have really kind of they've had it. You know, people have had it with this policies and this government and this kind of like racist institutions. you know, we know too much now. You know what I mean? We're connected, and we know that this shady stuff has got to go, bro. Like, we all in this together. You know what I mean? As a person of color, a brown person, I'm not trying to do harm to my fellow brother. I don't care what color they look. You know, we all on this planet together, man.
That's right.
Let's work it out together. We don't have to do this thing where you're gonna have more than me or I'm trying to be better than you. Come on, yo. Like, we all grown now. We all adults. We all understand that we're on a finite planet with finite resources. We got to spread it around and make sure everybody's happy, because when people are not happy, what happens? They start robbing and stealing and fighting and killing. We don't need that, man. We have everything we need, man. You know, the Creator has given us everything we need on this planet to thrive. You know what I'm saying?
That's called maturity.
That's
right.
That's
the word that we missing is maturity, and being mature. You know, and maturity gets you to that, to that point where you start thinking that way. So we just need to mature. You know what I mean? Like, if you're over 18, it's time for you to mature. You know what I mean? Like, at least 21, at least. It's maturity, man, and I appreciate that. Is what we were talking about earlier. We just got to be mature, man. We just got to grow up and in love. You know, just grow up from love and through love, and let's just be mature, guys, and women and queens and kings, man.
That's exactly it, man. And I think that the former president was a wake up call for a lot of people who are in denial about what the reality of culture and society is. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of this culture has perpetuated the idea of individualism, of greed, of stepping over other people, of taking advantage of people who are less than to get one up. You know what I mean? And that's ugly. That's not virtuous. You know, that's not a good moral high ground to be able to then claim that, we have dominion over this planet. It's like, that's not the attitude that you're supposed to take if you're going to have the responsibility to take care of and be the steward of this world that we've all been born into, right? We got to have compassion. We got to have tolerance. You know, we got to have love for our fellow brothers and sisters out there, regardless of what language or what religion or what kind of clothes they wear. Like, yo, we here together, yo. Let's work together. Let's make everybody work together and have fun and celebrate and have love. And, we don't got time for all this hate and discriminate. Like, yo, we need to get up. We all need to be winning right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that, I feel like that's one thing that like was very natural to indigenous cultures, throughout the world, where it was a value to live in coexistence with the environment around you. And like, I think we're coming to a clash now where we need to either learn that, or we're gonna perish with with our societies, because we're really doing whatever we can to destroy everything around us and like just get as many resources for ourselves. So yeah, no, that's entirely true.
100, man. 100.
But listen, bro, we're running out of time, but we're so grateful to have you, and we're very happy, bro. It's an honor to have you bless our show, QVLN. But before we get out of here, we gotta go to the suelta.
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 So I'm gonna kick it off. We got this little beat to hum. I'm gonna have to hum and whisper this rhyme.
So hey, just do bumble rap, bro.
Let me know if you hear it out there. You hear this out there?
Yeah.
Yo. Let's go. I'ma keep it short and sweet. because I love this beat. For my wife, that's my life. She's for my kid, and I'm so happy about that. Because you know I'm really about that. I'ma do what it takes. Because at the end of the day, she's really my kid. Hey, y a mí me gusta esto. Por eso que siempre conecto. Y le doy suavecito, poquito a poquito, despacito. Hey, soy de Puerto Rico. Tú sabes que no estamos jugando. Por aquí vamos pasando. DTLA y no estamos jugando. Hey, y yo sigo rapeando. Y lo estamos apuntando. Con QVLN, el padrino pasando. Hey, y yo puedo hacerlo todo el día. Pero la verdad no tengo el tiempo porque pregúntale a mi tía. Que era ser metía, hey, y no puedo hacer lo que yo sabía, no la metía porque tengo que estar para mi familia. Y tú sabes cómo es, ya. Dime, yo, I'm gonna keep it right there because I gotta go. But let me see what you got, Padrino. What you got?
Yo, just go straight to Q, bro. Just skip me. Just go straight to the business, bro.
Shit.
Q,
Okay.
drop this.
It's my turn now? Okay, let's see. Let me drop this one. Here we go. Hey. Vamos para allá. Aquí estamos pasándolo con TossTones y el Padrino. Presente los boriqueños. Pa' que tú sepas, yo soy brasileño y chicano. Si fuera presidente, I'd get back the land to its original inhabitants. Tear down the borders, welcome all the immigrants. Prosecute the greedy free market capitalists. Redistribute the wealth to essential workers, teachers, and social service. Up the prosperous real industry berserkers. Give the youth the future free of death and disease. Si fuera presidente, take the land back. Let them know we ain't gotta be like that. Oh, what happened?
Yo, but it was a cool flow. Like you sort of went a cappella.
Hold on,
I think the fire was too much fire.
Hey, pasándolo. Here we go. Que me voy de parranda. Ya no sé qué lo vile. No hay dinero que me vigile. Ya todo mundo ya se de todo. Venga la memelada. You know that's my jam. Yo, my brother is a man. Yo, he's super fresh with the feels. He always make me know what the deal. Sonando, repiqueando con su tambor. Pa' que tú sepas que aquí estoy yo. Sonando y cantando para mi hermano y toda mi gente allá. Pa' que tú sepas, vamos para allá. Vamos a gozar. QVLN en the house, yo. Brasilero, chicano, mexicano, americano, caribeño, del norte al sur, americano, todo el globo. Aquí estamos. Para ser un humano hay que tener corazón, pasión y amor. Para ti, para mí. Siempre vamos para allá. Ya todo mundo ya llegó. Venga la memelada.
Yo, papi. Se tiró el sample.
Fuera la cosa mala. Yo,
that's my jam, though. Straight up.
That was sick, dude.
That's that vintage aponte.
Vintage.
The classics.
Vintage. Mira, TossTones, ¿cómo estamos? ¿Tienes tiempito o lo paramos ahí?
Yo tengo que irme.
Dale, no, papi, tranquilo.
Pero hey, before hey, we happy to be here. We got the babies coming, so I gotta get out of here. But before we get out of here, please go and follow right now. Go right now. QVLN.com. Go right now. Just go right now. Right, the show is over. Go right now. You have time. Go follow. He got all his music over there. He got all his social. This is one of the best artists in US, in the world, especially in LA. QVLN, bro. We thank you and we support you all the way. And
yes, sir. We love you, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, my brothers. I love what y'all's doing. And, you know, together we thrive, baby. You know, con mucho amor, corazón. You know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful thing that we are all experiencing right now. Just this love, bro. So thank you, yo.
Thank you, man.
We
Thank
appreciate
you,
bro. We'll talk soon. We gotta cook. We got something to cook. I love what you showed me. We got something to cook all the way.
Oh yeah, we got something cooking with TossTones coming up.
There you go.
All right, Papa. We'll see you soon, bro. Blessings
All right,
to you.
bro. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, yo, this was amazing, and I'm sorry I have to go back to my duty, doula, daddy doula. Oh, but wait, before we get out of here, I was about to forget that we have our W contest winner.
We do.
And it's right there.
We do. Free ice cream.
Shout out to Paradise.
Hey, TossTones, I was there probably like or last night, I can't remember. The winner, Nira Arin or Naira, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. You show up, you show them your Instagram tag, and they're gonna give you a free sundae. So pull up. They're waiting for you. They're ready for you. Make sure you get that free ice cream. It's one of the best ice creams I've had because no empalaga, like it's good. It's just fresh and good and savory. So go get your ice cream before we get out of here, Naira. Make sure you go get it.
Hey, go get it. And everybody else, shout out to Paradise DTLA. It's really one of the best ice creams we've had. We went together. We discovered it together thanks to the wifey who's waiting for me to go back to her. I'm sorry, baby. I'll be right there right now. So, hey, thank you, Naira, for tuning in and being part of this. Padrino, we out of here. And thank you for being here. This is Pasando DTLA every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. My name is
TossTones. Y yo soy el Padrino.
Y recuerda,
aquí está pasando. Papi, en el hospital.
En el hospital están fritos. Peace, y'all.
All right, brother.
Pasando. Aquí está pasando.